I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, here we go. Hello and happy Monday. Over the KVJ After the Show podcast. Coming off of a very fun weekend. You had a little Turtle Fest. You had a little brunch yesterday.
Yeah, I was out Friday.
Okay. Look at you, huh?
Yeah, I had a good weekend.
Yeah,
It doesn't sound like it at all.
Yeah.
I sound like I had a little bit of glass in my hash browns. Glass browns.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of, can we get this shitty-ass sandwich away from me? It's
I
making
agree.
me nauseous.
Kevin, we got the greasiest food. I'm so disappointed in me.
Virginia quarterbacked breakfast today.
Another
And
Virginia production.
Let's just
Brought you
say,
down.
shit show, my man.
I'm gonna make up for this. I'm gonna bring you Berry Fresh Cafe.
You ever-
And what I did today was embarrassing and gross.
You ever have that where you know you should say something, but I didn't want to get involved on a Monday. I didn't feel like having any kind of pushback argument.
Right. So you're just going to
on
go with
anything.
it, even though you don't
Yeah.
agree with it?
I should have known. I should have gotten involved, but I didn't want it to be a thing.
You were right.
Mm-hmm.
And look at this shitty-ass hash browns.
And look what happened.
So greasy.
Yeah. So next time Virginia wants to make the choice on breakfast, you're going to be a little bit more hesitant.
I wasn't even really into breakfast this morning, and she kind of was leading the charge. So I'm going, all right. She's got the excitement.
She was, yeah.
I better at least give some
A lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah,
And look where it got you.
I blew it.
Yeah.
I blew it.
she does. She even admitted she blew it.
I blew it.
Off the microphone.
I thought it was going to be good, and it turns out it was worse than you were even imagining it could be.
Your team is sick
I
Oh, I
know.
hear ya. I get
because
it.
of the food.
Denny's lost vision in his left eye because his sandwich was so salty.
I'm just impressed that she's here, honestly. She did 10 hours of brunch yesterday. I don't think I'd probably be out till Thursday.
When Panda picked you up, in your opinion, were you at an annoying level of drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's stone cold sober. Keep that in mind.
Stone cold sober. But he was kind of into it at first because Rocco was fixing my girlfriend's smart system on her house. And so we were just frolicking and checking out her house and all that. So they were having fun, but then there's a certain point where Panda's like looking at the watch going, all right, it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
We gotta stop the party train.
The fun is fun until it isn't.
And I had just made a drink. And I'm like, oh man.
Oh, 9 o'clock a
got it.
drink?
Yeah, it was vitamin water and vodka.
Oh, my God.
So it's healthy.
It's unreal.
So you just are now sobering up right now.
Never.
She's pushing through. Look at her.
I had a great day.
So
the
impressive.
weather just dictates.
Yeah, it
so
does.
It just changed my whole Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras in New Orleans was beautiful weather. It was just like it was yesterday. And just when I'm in a party mood and the weather's cooperating, it just makes your day awesome.
Does.
Me and my dad went out to that Riverbend area, and
Yeah.
I remember going out there and walking in the middle of August compared to walking what we did yesterday.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
Weather.
Such a difference. Yeah.
August, it was miserable.
Yeah.
That's gross.
It was. It wasn't enjoyable.
But when
No.
you go out in weather like this, it's like it just rejuvenates your soul.
Does.
Makes you want to drink more mimosas,
Oh, boy.
more drinks.
That doesn't and you feel in the moment like it's rejuvenating your soul until the next day. Then you just feel soulless. Like, oh my gosh, I am so wiped out.
I'm going back and looking at my pictures. I'm like, I had a fucking fun time.
Now, do you go home and crash today on a Monday? Get a power nap?
You know I love my naps, but especially on a Monday after brunch Sunday.
And then what? You pick up Rocco at what time?
2:30.
All right, so you'll go home. You probably fall asleep by what, noon?
Yeah, I'll try. Usually like 12:30, 1 o'clock.
You'll wake up about 1 o'clock ish. kind of?
No. I wake up right at 2:30 and I run to the bus stop and grab him.
Yeah.
Like, you'll see me, I'll still have my moo-moo on, and I'll run out of my house like a bat out of hell to get to the bus stop.
I hate when you have to get out of a sleep to go do something instantly like that. You're saying you wake up right at 2:30, you jump out, and then you get in the car. I would hate that. I'd have to wake up a little bit.
Didn't you say Rocco's got some kind of like phobia about being left?
He does. So I can't be late because he'll be very upset. He doesn't want to be alone.
Have you ever left him before?
He did get left.
Well, fuck. That's why he has a phobia.
He has a couple of
Well, that's why my man's got a
incidents.
It's a real
phobia.
fear.
It went sideways.
I thought he just had a phobia, but
No.
he legitimately...
It's founded.
So
It's not unfounded.
it was awful.
Yeah.
It was Christmas like 3 years ago.
Oh, Christmas even better.
You home alone his ass?
We were at Harborside and we were unloading toys for Little Smiles to set up the Little Smiles North Pole. And it used to be over like in the building where it was up on the 3rd floor. So I had all these toys and boxes, and I don't know what happened. He went ahead of me on the elevator and the elevator doors closed, and he went and he was just gone. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I got on the next elevator to try to find him, and I couldn't find him. And it was about 5 minutes of panicking for me and him. And I think it shaped him a little bit.
Oh boy.
Sounds like you handled it right, though.
Oh my gosh, I was losing my mind.
Well, it was nice. I had some photos I showed off earlier, the street painting festival. Sam said, yeah, I heard you guys talking about it, and I thought I'd share my girlfriend and I what we did. We did a Dirty Heads vacation album cover. That's very cool. Look at that. That does look like a Dirty Heads album.
Oh, that's cute.
Thanks for being the coolest show on the airwaves. P.S. We'd totally do a pizza one with Jaybird next year.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. That's nice looking.
Yeah, it's just, it really is cool. Just to, like I said, there's so many cool little bars and restaurants right on Lake Avenue. You pop in, you get yourself a drink or something to eat, and you go out and just kind of check everything out, and it's very cool.
That look you just showed on that email,
Yeah.
that painting, I love that kind of artwork. And I want to get that done. That kind of artwork I want to have on the back of my house.
That'd be awesome,
With
yeah.
UFOs
I love the
and
murals,
aliens
yeah.
and pizzas flying in the sky.
I got a guy who does this. He does murals,
Is
and
it
he's
Hook?
really good. Hook is great too. This is a younger guy. This is a guy that lives in my neighborhood. His Instagram is Bulk Styles, and he does like spray paint murals that are fantastic. He did all the artwork for Civil Society too.
Tell me if you like this idea. I agree. I think that's awesome if you have someone like that. It's not very cheap, first of all. Second of all, I think this would be a fun thing to do. You invite a bunch of your friends over, and everyone gets to paint a little section on the wall.
That is fun too.
Your friends and your family, and then you look at your wall. It's an event with all your friends and family.
Yeah.
And then when it's done, you look and go, my motherfuckers helped me do that. I love it.
Yeah, that's
fun.
cute. I like that too.
I think what I'd want is maybe someone professionally doing the back landscape part maybe, and then everyone else can maybe paint something. See what I'm saying?
That'd be cool.
Have someone do the beach part. 'Cause I'm thinking maybe like a beach scene.
It's personal that way.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Robert had a nice little shout out. He was with his 2 boys at the Street Painting Festival on Sunday, and he was getting them ice cream, and there had been some kind of shenanigans going on. There were some fraudulent charges, and he was overdrafted, and he's standing there looking down at his boys, wasn't able to get him ice cream, and he said, there was this woman that came up behind me who pretty much saw everything, and she bought my boys each some ice cream.
Oh, that was so sweet.
I wish she knew how much she saved the day. That's awesome. That is very cool.
Oh,
Because, yeah, there's nothing that feels worse than when you let your kids down like that. And, you know.
it's
very
not really
awesome.
your fault either if you
Right.
got overdraft charges because something went wrong at the bank.
Doesn't matter. The kids will always remember it. Oh, Dad didn't give me ice cream, but now she saved the day.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. She won't. Those kids won't have terrible memories, kind of like Rocco getting left in the other building.
Well, kids, they take that hard. Ice cream.
Oh, I
You're
know,
gonna get
yeah.
ice cream, and then
What's
no,
the ultimate psych? It's like, what?
no ice cream for you.
Yes, it's terrible. Ryan, he was in Tampa for the Billy Joel concert, and he said, I can't stress enough how amazing it was. At 74 years old, he absolutely nails it. The set list was fantastic, and every song was played with passion and gusto and without any noticeable mistakes. I've really gotten into Billy Joel the past couple of years, and I owe Bird at least a little bit of credit for that. Thanks for steering me this direction, yeah.
That is awesome. I love hearing that.
Yeah, and he sent also his set list at 23 songs long.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he started with My Life, and then he ended with You May Be Right, featuring a snippet of Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll.
I kind of want to see that set list.
Yeah, I'll give it to you here. Yeah, he's got, he did 5 encores. Piano Man was his last song before the encores, and he did Vienna instead of doing Just the Way You Are. So if any song got left out, I guess that was it. He did a Rolling Stones cover. He did Start Me Up. So
Vienna, pivotal song, growing up Virginia for Javert.
And the sausages are pretty awful.
Vienna sausages.
Vienna sausages. Every time you say Vienna, I think of the sausages in a can.
Don't ruin my song.
Blech.
I will say that when an artist has a fuck ton of hits, boy, does it really burn my ass when they do a cover song. I hate when they do covers. Like,
yeah,
motherfucker, play one of your songs.
I've seen that too. I was like, yeah, like because what you're not doing because you're doing a cover song. Yeah, I didn't get that. I've seen that before too, and I'm like, what are we doing?
I'd rather watch you jerk off than to see Billy Joel sing a Stone song.
Yeah,
I
feel like a lot of people would like to watch him jerk off.
I could give a shit about the Stones. Who gives a shit?
Right.
You see Ralston Tuggett instead.
yeah.
Did he do
The new song?
the new one?
yes, that was
Oh
it.
my gosh, that's such a good song.
Yeah.
He's doing it in the middle, it looks like, which is a good spot for it.
I showed that video to all the people at my little after party yesterday after brunch, and they loved it.
A lot of people do. A lot of people don't. Stop emailing me. But the people who don't like it, you don't have to email me. I get it. You don't like it.
Did he do Only the Good Die Young?
Yes.
I love that song.
I know. It's got your name in it.
It does.
Ryan said, hey, Kevin, absolutely, you guys have been listening before Jason was even on the show. I want to talk about Jelly Roll. He writes all his own stuff, and he has a ton of good songs. I didn't know that. That's amazing. Yeah, he has really quality songs. Save Me is one that brings me to tears every time, but you should also look back at some of his older stuff. He actually was a rapper and a pretty good one at that. I think you'll be happily surprised if you look back into his music.
Oh,
Yeah.
I talk to God when I need a flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we play that a lot. It's ingrained in my brain now. We are Jelly Roll heavy.
Yeah, he's got several other good tunes, though, that should be played. I'm about 4 or 5 songs deep on the Jelly Roll, and he's pretty good. I'll have to do a deeper dive, know more about him. Daniel had some thoughts for Suits in his movies. He said Suits mentioned today that he has never seen a Patrick Swayze movie that he likes. Well, you got to get him to watch the original Point Break. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. He has to love that one if he's not human.
He's got a fucking hate Point Break. Are
You think so?
Shitting me? There's no way.
No way he likes that.
No fucking way. No. Well, he needs to. If The Outsiders, that is a movie he needs to watch with
Okay.
Patrick Swayze.
That might be finally the one he'll like.
No,
No.
I don't. I think Suits has a hard time with cheesy. Although The Outsiders isn't a cheesy movie, that's a legit good movie.
Yeah.
In fact, people had to read the book in high school back in the day, so
Remember
you
that,
know
yeah.
there's a little shine behind it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you not remember that movie?
Vaguely. I'm not even sure if I really necessarily watched all the way through. I think the last time I saw anything, well, it was like high school.
Stay golden, pony boy.
Yeah.
Stay gold.
It's kind of sad, too, right?
I wouldn't say it's an upbeat movie,
Yeah.
but
It was a little depressing.
so there's some depression. Do it for Johnny. I'm just saying lines. You guys don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
We don't.
Wow. I thought that movie would be held in such higher regard, no?
It might be.
Yeah, you guys don't watch a lot of classics.
I've never seen that movie.
You ever seen Splash?
I have. Daryl Hall?
Are we,
no,
still,
Daryl.
are we still talking
What's
classics?
her name?
It's Daryl Hall. and
Daryl.
John Oates. They
Daryl.
did together with Tom Hanks.
Daryl Hall and Splash.
It was Hall and Oates and Tom
Do you
Hanks.
see Daryl Hall as a mermaid?
Daryl.
You see Daryl Hall's tits.
That would be something.
Man, what does that movie change if it's Hall & Oates instead of Daryl Hannah?
I think it makes it better.
Gosh, I'd love to see that.
I would love to see
I would go
that.
watch it again if it was. Monica said, I showed my 15-year-old son the movie Twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. He thought it was funny. Love for you guys to make a list of 80s and 90s must-watch flicks.
It's a cute movie, and I think Suits would hate it.
I do too. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's his groove at all.
I wonder if Suits has seen the original Terminator. The original Terminator's good.
Okay, yeah. It's been a while since I've seen that, but
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, she's too soft for the Terminator. You would hate the Terminator. You would hate it.
I just wonder with the effects. That's the thing that might be tough because that was early 80s, right?
Yeah, the effects aren't really that big of a deal till the very end when he gets burnt up.
Okay.
And then he turns into that robot, which I think looks pretty cool.
Uh-huh. All right.
I don't know. Suits is tough on the 80s.
Yeah, that'd be the only thing is just how it looks.
I think the movie looks good, but yeah, the effects.
Okay. And Rana said, if you haven't mentioned the series Resident Alien, it's on Netflix. Maybe I'm late to the game on this series, but if Jaybird hasn't seen it, I think he'd truly enjoy it. I've only watched 20 minutes so far, but it has an alien stuck on Earth taking on the form of a human, mentions of pizza twice and murder. I'm definitely going to watch more, but I couldn't resist reporting on this show so far. It has 2 seasons, and it's pretty funny.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen it. I just haven't watched it. I tend to go more with the real documentary stuff than the scripted, but
Yeah,
I ain't against
when it comes
it.
to alien stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. This is real stuff. Jack said, have you watched any Cam Newton videos? I still don't know the story, but he was tossing some dudes around at this 7-on-7 football thing in Atlanta over the weekend. Should know more by the morning sports talk shows. We need to ask Virginia how she feels about him. Yeah, I would imagine. I don't know what happened, but I just know.
You know what he does.
Yeah, I know what he does after the. I knew he's already very cocky, and then a buddy of mine who's one of the coaches with South Florida Express, he sent me the video. They played Cam Newton's team a couple weeks ago here in South Florida, and Cam Newton's team won. And South Florida Express is very good. And Cam was just kind of like, yeah, and he was, strutting around and just kind of just being
Hot dogging it.
Cocky.
hot dogging it and all cocky. And I'm just
all
like,
puffed up.
yeah, if you would just, if you're emotionally into that and Cam Newton is, peacocking all up in your face.
Are these kids that he's coaching, or are they the adults he's coaching?
No, these are kids. They're
Okay.
And they have different ages, but typically, I think what he had, you have high school. And so 7-on-7 is a big thing. You'll see the most elite players in high school that are going to college. That's what South Florida Express has had. They've had some of the best wide receivers in the country play for them. And so they their quarterback and one of their wide receivers is from Jacksonville, plays on South Florida Express. So they come 5 hours every weekend just to play in tournaments.
Just from coaching softball, parents that get involved in athletics and coaching and all that, they can be the biggest dick faces out there.
Yeah, and this is the highest end of competitiveness. So this
Exactly.
is the best of the best, and then you got Cam Newton out there with his team that apparently they must be pretty good.
I remember one time I was at a bar and I was just there to just have a couple drinks. It was the end of the week, and it was when me and Kevin were coaching softball, and a mom from the other team came up to me and she was ginned up with some alcohol. It's like, hey, we're playing you guys on Saturday, and she was all in my face and almost kind of getting squirrely, like she's playing tight defense on me on a basketball court, like really just talking shit as I'm just trying to have a couple drinks. I'm going, these fucking parents are insane.
Yeah,
Good gosh.
they really were.
I feel like sometimes they get so in it that they lose themselves and they don't have
do.
anything
They
else.
do.
Yeah,
they
they
really
do.
do, though. But I saw that when I was umpiring at age 12. I remember coaching a guy. He must have been 40 years old, and I made a call he did not like. Again, I was 12. He runs out in the field, this big bodybuilder guy. He's like, don't do this. Please, don't do this to me. I need this. I'm like,
Whoa, bruh.
Bruh.
Yeah, they get a lot
That's
of
a
that.
lot.
It's a lot. I'm like, your kid's 8.
Ashley in Pompano said you mentioned last week about Tijuana Flats and Pompano, Oakland Park, and Fort Lauderdale closing. I live behind the Pompano location and went there about once a week. I love that Sally Smack My Ass sauce, Jaybird. One day it was just closed with no explanation. We've since gone to the Deerfield location and got a little bit of the dirt. New owners of all 3 locations ran them completely into the ground. One cashier actually said that she was not even allowed to talk about it. So sad, but that's the Flats. Dirt of the day.
Well, boom, right there. There's your answer. New ownership. If it's new owners, fuck yeah, things are going to be different.
Yeah, could have happened, and they may have just run the damn place into the ground. So
Damn.
Well, just that we've had different owners throughout the years of radio, and it's different when you get a new owner.
You're right.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. Yeah, we, the family, we went to our little Mexican place on Saturday, and when I was walking out, there were some KVJ Nationers walking in, like, we wonder if we're going to see you here.
No way.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was La Condesa
La Condesa.
on Saturday.
That's your place in Boca that you love.
Yeah.
Now, will you drive all the way down there if the Queen wants to go there for her birthday today?
Yeah, if that's where she wants to go, but she's working, so it's just her lunch break. So yeah, we won't go all the way down there. Yeah, so we'll keep it close, but it's all right. We went there on Saturday and crossed it off the list. It's in the heavy rotation now.
How big of a meal will you eat today? It's Monday. Are you be a little bitch about it, or are you going to go big time?
No, it'd be a regular meal.
Regular?
Yeah.
What's a regular meal? Do you have a calorie count that you kind of hold?
Try to keep stuff around 500.
So you got 500 calories to play with today for lunch.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want you to blow it.
I used to do like an appetizer.
Gosh, man, we just live different lives.
He just like 3 appetizers.
I would. Oh, yeah, exactly.
And at least 2 entrees.
I would definitely get a doggy bag just to have something.
Right.
No doggy.
No dog.
It's ain't for no doggy. I am doggy.
I just admire your discipline.
Well, I mean, I'm not, on the weekends I get a little loose.
I know how you go loose. Oh, I had a couple chips, some salsa. You should have seen what I did. Seriously. I ate so many fucking lemon cookies.
They're good.
They were good. They were good.
Okay. Where'd you get lemon cookies? Store-bought or they?
They were store-bought.
Girl Scout.
Denny's gave me an adult gummy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And this knocked my dick in the dirt. I couldn't believe it. I'm not one to really ever get that with a gummy, but it made you not want to stop eating.
Oh, wow.
Even when you were full.
Yeah, you just kept going.
You could not stop.
Yeah.
But it was a dangerous game because after your 30th lemon cookie, that's going to come back to haunt you the next day.
And then you pair it up with a bunch of greasy hash browns.
Well, that was on Saturday that happened. But yeah.
We've abused our digestive systems.
It was one of the ones that you had said from that coffee place.
Oh, I need coffee.
Remember when she was talking about that coffee place and they were selling the weed things?
The weed gummies. And I was like, I think they're selling weed gummies. And you guys were like, no, you can't sell weed gummies at a coffee shop. Sure enough, you can.
I was very wrong about that. Holy shit. I couldn't believe the potency on it.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
It was crazy.
You need no license or anything. You just
no, they have Delta 8, Delta 9, THC, flour, pre-rolls, and chocolates.
Denny's warned me about it, and I scoffed at them. I really did. I went in with complete arrogance, and I got my ass handed to me. It wasn't enjoyable. I didn't like it.
You did too much.
Yes.
Wow.
I thought someone was breaking in.
The paranoia.
Oh, it was off the charts, man.
Mm-hmm. Cynthia said, the restaurant where Dune Dog is going used to be called Loggerhead Cafe, and the food was truly amazing, like BLT next level fried fish, but it didn't take off, and 9 out of 10 times I thought of going there, but I decided not to because they didn't serve alcohol. Keep it real.
Oh.
Dune Dog will crush it.
So Dune Dog will have booze.
Guess so, yeah. Honestly,
You can't be waterfront with no alcohol.
I'm legitimate curious about how much they spent to get that spot. I mean, you walk out and you're on the ocean. You're there.
Right.
There's no way. You can't get any better real estate than that.
It's such a good spot. Dune Dog is going to kill it.
Well, I always thought that one little place was kind of not bringing the heat. You have a place where you could serve food and snacks. Everyone should know about that.
Well, now we know why. If they weren't allowed to sell alcohol.
Still, though, you could still make fun stuff without alcohol.
Yeah, I wonder how much of a difference it makes in that location.
You don't speak for me.
But you see, if you made if you really had some good food, I think we never talked about that place. No one really talked about it.
I never went there, and I guess that's why. I'm not going to a place that doesn't have alcohol.
I mean, come on, right?
I mean, I have to take a stand.
Yeah. Drew, he said, kind of on the opposite tip here. He's talking about Ozempic. And he said, I was watching cartoons on cable at midnight when I saw a random law infomercial like I did when I was a kid in the 90s. It said, if you or a loved one has taken Ozempic in the last 5 years, you may be entitled to compensation.
There's an Ozempic class action lawsuit.
I remember seeing these as a kid. I was thinking how dumb these people were to take that medication. Now I'm one of those people. Do I call for compensation? Was I dumb? What do I do? Now my kids are going to think that I'm the weirdo in the law infomercials. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the only thing I know about that stuff is, it sounds like, at least for what they're using it for, they're trying to see what happens long term. But somebody said, well, it's been diabetic medicine for quite some time, so people have been taking it for over 10 years. But
right.
It's the side effects. I haven't heard of anything too crazy.
And I think, too, some people are taking too much of it. You have to keep it under control.
There's a thing, too, I'm hearing people call it, or at least a term, Ozempic face, where you can tell someone's real skinny, but you can still see it in their face that they're taking Ozempic. It gives a look.
So like O-face now is something different?
Yeah, I mean, it's just significant weight loss, and it happens in like 2 months.
You ever see that,
You lose
though?
a person.
When someone loses a ton of weight, but they still they keep their head somehow. Their head's still almost the same.
Yeah.
It's slightly skinnier, but it still looks like the head is on a wrong body.
Right.
And you can really see it greatly with the Ozempic. And they're saying it kind of makes some people look like they got either grandma or grandpa body, where if they were bigger and you're used to seeing them bigger,
Yeah.
now they're all like super skinny to the point
Yeah.
where they're Yoda-ing it
Right,
up.
okay, yeah, almost hunched over in their posture. And
Yep.
yeah, I'd imagine there's got to be some things you probably need to, a couple things. One, you probably need to be doing some kind of strength training so that you hopefully have a little bit of, muscle underneath that. And then there probably is going to be a lot of excess skin that may not catch up.
I think that's what is happening is people got to go. You still got to go work out and do shit. They're just losing the weight, and now they're just
Yeah.
losing weight to the point where they look like they're walking bones.
Right. So it's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they haven't found the sweet spot with Ozempic yet.
Well, I think to Virginia's point, they're taking so much of it, and then they're not probably exercising or doing the right thing on it.
Right. The muscle tone's not there.
And what we were talking about last week was how some kids as young as age 12 they're giving the Ozempic to because of the child obesity. And she said, I agree that giving these medications to children should be a last resort and supervised by a physician. But how is this different from vaccinating children or any adult with the COVID vaccine that clearly did not have the extensive clinical trials as other vaccines and medications? And now we are seeing some of those adverse effects in the past year, yet your show promoted the vaccines. Just curious on your viewpoint.
I never promoted anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a little apples and oranges here and
There
all
is.
that kind of mix that is going on here. And to refresh on the vaccines, I don't know how all in we were on them. I was curious with them, and I was late to it. And eventually, when they convinced me that I was going to help stop the spread by getting it, and they're making it difficult to get around, I did get the one shot.
You
Did not
couldn't
do-
travel. I couldn't do anything I wanted
Right.
to do unless I got the vaccine. And I thought, oh, it's going to keep me from getting COVID. And then I still got COVID anyway.
There's also a difference between getting a vaccination with something and then you
Yeah.
gaining weight and then taking it. It's
Yeah, I think we're talking two
it's
really
kind of
kinda
a
different
It's
things,
kind of
yeah.
a weird debate to have that doesn't make any
Yeah, I
fucking
don't.
sense.
But look, the further away you get from something, the more you have a clear vision of what you all went through. And I think, I got the vaccine. I thought I was doing it the right way. But now looking back on it, I don't know, was it the right way?
Yeah,
I think we all should just have a little bit of grace towards one another.
And towards ourselves.
People should be
Yes.
able to make their own health choices, whatever they feel is good. Then you
Look.
should be able to do it. You know,
They were telling us to get it. I believed them. I got it. I don't know.
But
I still got COVID, even though I got the vaccine. Like, so how great was the vaccine?
I will say,
well,
though,
they didn't know what the hell was going on.
Right.
That's just it.
That's
and
just
they
it.
were trying to sound like they did, and we were trying to believe them, and they should have been like, honestly, guys, we don't know what the hell.
We don't fucking know, y'all.
I think the learning experience with all that is don't rush to say you believe in something so quickly because it can change on a New York minute.
I got it, really didn't need it. My mom needed it, didn't get it. So, that's my overall feel of that one. So the Ozempic thing, I think, is kind of different when it comes to kids. I think you got to talk to your doctor and see what's going on. If your kid is, really risked other health issues because of the weight they have on them, and Ozempic is the lesser of two evils, then you and your doctor make that decision. So that's my take on it.
Also, don't keep feeding your kids 11 hot dogs a day.
Yeah.
Hot dogs should be a special treat. We can't have hot dogs every day.
I only use that excuse because I just remember very vividly there was this kid that played baseball, and his mom would just feed him 11 hot dogs, and then she, at the balls, to say, "Do you think the hot dogs is part of his weight issue and his diet?" My mom's like, "Yeah, I think it is."
Duh.
Yeah.
You gave him a chili cheese dog right before a game.
Before and right after.
How do you think it's going to go?
And during practice. And I'm the snack. I love snacks, and that's what sucks is when somebody asks you a tough question and you can't really lie. Is my son overweight and you think it's because of what I'm feeding him? I'm like, oh, yes, and yes.
Yeah, you need to talk to your doctor.
I know. Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me about it. You talk to your doctor. How's that mean?
I'm just your shitty baseball coach.
Yeah. Amber's asking, Kev, when you were a fat Kev, did your parents overfeed you? I don't think it was so much that. I think, when I was a fat kid, I think the biggest part, just remembering back to my situation, was we had some junk food, and I think they allowed it. So there was some junk food that I would eat. I was an only child, and so I think for me, eating was a way to just kind of kill the boredom. So if I couldn't find anybody to play with, in the neighborhood and things like that, you just be kind of sitting around bored off your ass, and you're like, oh, I'll eat.
Well, that kind of hurts my heart. Fat Kevin couldn't find one to play with. And so
Lonely.
we ate more.
Well, you never
I
knew.
just want to hug him so bad.
Yeah.
But you can't get your arms around him.
Yeah.
I would have fucking loved Fat Kevin so much.
You love him too much.
We'd have been good.
Yeah, I think the only thing is because I was obviously a little chubby. It'd been nice if my parents would be like, all right, we might need to cut this kid back a little bit on some of the snacks and whatnot.
Oh, don't worry. When I did the Fat Kevin song and put all them pictures out there, people were giving me shit. He wasn't even that fat, Jay Bird. Stop this fat shaming.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
It's a joke.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it happened. So yeah, I mean, it was more my fault than anything.
There's one picture where Kevin's drinking soda, and you could still see a little soda on his lip, and he does. He looks very sad in the eyes. You look like you were trying to get out.
He was in pain.
You were trying to get out of that world.
I did. Yeah, it took a little while. Boy, this is fun. Linda said, I opened the mailbox, and I thought I saw a pygmy rattlesnake.
What?
Yeah, she opened her mailbox, and she saw that inside.
Oh, my gosh.
What is that?
That's a snake. It's a corn snake, though. They look similar. But careful, people. The Florida Fish and Wildlife say this is common in cold weather. So she said the snakes will get into your mailbox, I guess, looking for warmth. So she said, I am tired of these MF and snakes in my MF and mailbox. I didn't know that was a thing.
How the shit would it open up the door to my mailbox?
Don't know how it got in, but yeah, look at that. I don't know. Maybe she has one of those ones like on a kind of county road. You ever seen the ones that they're just open-ended?
Yeah.
Kind of like they're plastic or whatever, and they have usually like the newspaper name on the side of them.
If a snake gets in my mailbox, that's a talented-ass snake. That means he's got hands.
Yeah, I mean, we have one of those lock boxes and all that. So.
That'd be so fun to mess with Jaybird and put a snake in his mailbox and then just wait with a camera.
Now's not the time to fuck with me with a snake because
That's why it's the time.
I have a snake issue going on. I mean, I've cleaned out my entire house, and I cannot find that snake that was in my house. I have no idea where it went. Did it let itself out?
No.
I mean, where did it go?
He's hiding.
I know. That's what's horrifying. Because you think you can look in every spot in your house. There's always a little crack or a...
You can't outsnake a snake.
You can't outsnake a snake.
That's it. Another thought here. Our old intern, Christina, she's very interested in your PRP treatments, Virginia, because Yeah, I got thin hair just from birth, so I live with lifeless hair daily, and
It's
I've been
a thing.
recommended for PRP. Yeah.
Yeah, this PRP is where they take your own plasma, so they draw your blood, then they spin it, and they take the plasma-rich yellow part when it's all separated,
Okay.
and they do like little tiny infusions of your own plasma into the cells on your scalp. And they were showing me pictures of before and afters of people that are doing it in, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Wow, what a difference it really does make. Now, you got to stick with it. You got to go every 6 weeks. I've only gone once, but I'm going to keep going every 6 weeks. And I can't wait to see how, like, in a year, what the regrowth is going to be like.
Wow, you really know a lot about plasma.
I know, right?
Very impressive.
I think she's doing the right thing because, look, some of these hair treatments, I know pretty much all of them, they can be a little pricey, and there's nothing worse than spending money on it, and it's not that effective. I know because I had done that before. So
Hair and teeth stuff. Holy fuck. It's just expensive.
it can't, like I said, and then it just really doesn't work, and you're like, oh, screw it. That's where I found out with the hair transplants.
Yeah, you have to do that like 9 times.
Yeah, and I wasn't told that ahead of time. I wish I'd have known that heads up to be like, hey, you may need like 6 of these. It's like $10K or whatever.
And keep in mind too, while all that's going on,
I paid that thing off for years.
your other hair's dying off as that other stuff is going
yeah.
on.
So that's the problem too, because then that hair in that little small section will be strong, and your other shit's falling out.
That's how you get the flyer tuck.
Yeah, and that's how I got all patchy. Yeah, so
Patches.
Yeah, that's
Patches
why
Ralston.
I found my thing, but yeah, they'll work with you on financing, but yeah, it can be something where you gotta maybe ditch your Starbucks coffee every day if you're gonna do it.
I always talk about how the tumbler made my life 1% better.
Yeah.
And arguably maybe even 2%. I really fell in love with the tumbler.
Yeah.
What would you say percentage-wise that hair, 10%,
That's a 10.
in your life? That's
Easily.
That's a
It's massive.
That's a huge number.
It's a game changer.
That is a game changer.
It is a game changer. Yeah, it'd be one of those things where I'd always try to find ways to, if it meant no more eating out, gone.
Yeah, the hair is...
Yeah.
It gives the man the confidence.
Got to do it.
And the power.
Got to do it. Yeah, that's it. All right, well, appreciate all the emails. I got a little birthday lunch I got to go run off to with the Mexican
Happy
queen
birthday.
and my daughter. So.
Are you going to sing her the song, the dedication, Mexican Queen?
Oh, that I had for you? I'm sure she'll
Yeah.
love to hear that, yeah.
Stand up in the restaurant and sing that shit.
I don't even remember. It was so long ago.
Do that trick where you get the whole staff to sing her happy birthday, but she doesn't know.
Yeah, she loves that.
I'm
yeah.
sure that would go great.
She loves that.
She's going to punch you in the dick.
Hey, at least she's touching it.
It's true. All right, y'all, have a good Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.